Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the Madaar Community Podcast. I'm your host Ismail Howell, and today we are joined by Ustad Maria Tucker, the director of Madaar Community Centre. And I think it's about time we actually did an update as to what's happening. I think there's a story about Madaar and Arabic courses that need to be told. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look back at Madaar, the journey, and then we're going to discuss where we are now and what the plans are for the future.
Yeah.
So, Sheikh Maria, obviously we're going to start from where you came from, Medina,
Yeah.
and then the decision to start Arabic courses,
Yeah.
and then your transition from Arabic courses to Madaar.
Yeah.
What was your initial plans when you first landed back from Medina?
So when I was in Medina University, the last 2 years, I came back in the summer holidays and we did like intensive Arabic classes, 3-month classes. So we completed book 1, book 2, and book 3 in like 3 months, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. The vision was to try and emulate what we had in Medina University in the UK. So we had just like in Medina, we had 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. I thought if we could do that here as well, we could probably get through the curriculum. We didn't do the whole curriculum of Medina University, which is why we was able to complete the 3 books in that time frame. In Medina, you have other books we studied at the same time. But the idea was to give people the keys. My vision always, from studying in Saudi, this was my own personal experience, when you learn the Arabic language, you empower yourself to move forward in your deen. So you're able to understand the Quran, understand what Allah is telling you directly, and also you're able to access the scholars and the resources and material that our heritage has left us behind directly. That doesn't mean that just by learning Arabic you're a scholar.
Yeah.
What it does mean is that you're less prone to being sheep. I'm not trying to belittle anyone saying that they're sheep, but I mean that if someone wants to say something which is against Islam, you haven't really got anything to really protect yourself from accepting it beyond common sense.
Yeah.
So if you have Arabic, you can at least say to someone, okay, you're saying this is X, Y, this is Islam. What's your evidence? Where's the text? So I can read it.
Yes.
At least, at the very least. So it was that way, it was a stepping stone to that. And also, it was also a means of da'wah. So I could give da'wah by having a class, teaching Usul al-Thalath, teaching something to do with the deen, go for a book of Aqidah. But generally speaking, most people think they already know it.
Yes.
Or they're not interested in getting involved in that stuff, or they're a bit scared, who am I teaching that kind of stuff? So I figured, okay, if I give them the tools, and by reading the Quran they can see it themselves, I don't have to make effort to prove myself, it's already there in front of them. So that was the goal.
Would you say learning Arabic is an obligation?
Oh, of course.
And also it's one of the biggest weaknesses within the Ummah now?
100%. Arabic is definitely an obligation for everyone to learn.
Okay.
Because of the principle in Islam, whatever obligation is not completed except by another act, that other act becomes the same obligation as a source.
Okay.
So if by praying in a masjid I need to have shoes or I need to walk it there, then having those things become wajib. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So yeah, that was the aim. So in 2006 and 7, I did summer holiday classes in university. So one was in 2 universities, I can't remember the names, but the 2 different universities that gave us the whole, and we just taught intensive Arabic. 2008 when I graduated, again, we used the university facilities to offer summer holiday classes.
Yes.
And I figured, okay, now I'm back in the UK, I'm not going anywhere else, let me establish, have a building, people can come and learn Arabic and Islam. So effectively, that's where Arabic courses began, because the students of the previous courses, I asked them what should we call it.
Yes.
And someone said, why don't you just call it Arabic courses?
Okay.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We do Arabic, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
But then as the scope of what we did expanded, my wife said, why don't you do something for the kids? Madrasa.
Yes.
We did madrasa. Then we did umrah. We did umrah. So it started to expand, do different things.
Was it expansion based upon what the community wanted?
Exactly.
Or what they needed, you could say?
It's kind of both. I mean, there's the issue of wants. So a lot of people, they might want things and not necessarily need it.
Okay.
But at that stage, it was more like, well, there is a need.
Yes.
And there is some level of demand. So, for kids, for example, madrasa, there's definitely a need.
Yes.
Because they're the future. For umrah, it was more like an avenue of diversification, really. But as you can see at the beginning, there was the seeds of we need to do something more than just Arabic.
Got you.
But while we were doing these more, the name was still Arabic courses, which didn't really fit the name. So as years went on, we thought let's expand, because initially it was in a small shop, just literally the shop front and the basement. So we need to have a new place that has more facilities for the community.
How long were you doing the Arabic courses for?
The original place, Arabic courses, was there from 2009 to 2012, so that's about 3 years.
Okay, cool.
And then we was looking around for different locations, but everywhere we looked, there were like either offices, which were basically office layout, or there were shops, as in the shop layout. There wasn't really anything that had the vision and layout that fit what we wanted to do for the community.
Okay.
So what we wanted to do for the community was, for example, we want to have a large reception so that when people come in to classes, like the parents bring their kids in, there's a space to sit and relax and wait for the child or whatnot. We wanted to have large hall that's private, and when you have large halls, we wanted to have facilities specifically for sisters, because often sisters in the community, they often get left behind.
Yeah.
There's nothing for them, always for the brothers, nothing for the sisters. So we wanted something that was large but private for the sisters, and obviously the obvious classrooms. So when we were told about this location, because Sahara grew next door, they were looking, and they said, look, we found this location, maybe you'll look at what's available. This is all open space, it's all empty. So they were not taking the whole section, they said they took a piece. So I thought, let me see the other piece. So what when we looked at the empty shell, which it was, we found that it ticked almost all the boxes. Number one, it being empty, we could design a layout that fit the community's needs. So we don't have to deal with what we have. We can actually make it what we want it to be. Number two, it had the large area at the back. We had no windows, which gave us the privacy that sisters may want, away from people looking in windows. So we have windows here, but on the back, private, their own little area. They could do the little things. Women do things.
I mean, my point was that you made a huge jump, or a huge leap of faith, you could say, from having a smallish office to now having a facility with, you've got a hall, you've got a coffee shop, you've got classrooms. How did you have that vision? Why did you get to this vision from having a small madrasa, so to speak, to this multi?
Well, two things I'll say about my character, which is, I guess, a failing and a benefit, I guess. So the two things was, number one, I like to think big.
Okay.
And number two, I failed to grasp the scope of how big it is.
Okay.
So I expected that this place would be taking about 3 months to 4 months to finish.
Okay, those were your initial planning, yeah?
I did the calculation, the drawings, everything, and the vision was, it'll take 3 months.
Yeah.
That's not 3 months, that's not that big. And then after that we can... So that was the thing. So because I can't, not that I can't, but because I didn't, and I guess maybe I'm still that way now, but I didn't really expect it to be as big as it was. Everyone was telling me, brother, that's quite big. And I'm like, no, it's not that big, man. It's just...
Yes.
It's bit here, wall there, wall here. It's done, isn't it?
I mean, this is obviously your first building project.
Yeah.
And we jumped into it feet first.
Yeah.
You talk about no walls, no internal structure, and you took on that project, read plans. How was that learning curve? Like for me, I would never have jumped into that. So yourself, was you happy to jump into that? Was you looking forward to that?
I was happy because
that task.
I mean, when we was in Medina, the last year we were in Medina, some of the students got together and we had a meeting. What we're going to do when we graduate.
Yes.
It's always a concern for graduates. They spent 7, 8, 9 years of their life studying Islam.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
Yes.
You have to pay the bills somehow. You have to do something.
Yes.
So most people said, we have to find a markaz or a masjid and work in a masjid.
Yes.
But from experiences I've seen from other masajids and other marakiz, I didn't want to get involved in any politics. To me, I just wanted to have da'wah.
Okay.
Just do the da'wah, just call to Islam, ignore all the he said, she said nonsense. It's not necessary. People need knowledge, they need Islam, they need tarbiyah. They don't need politics and don't go to him and go to him and blah. So I think if I go into any markaz, I'm going to have that. So I figured, you know what, just start something else.
Yes.
Have a facility whereby I can actually say no politics. If you want to do your dars, do your dars.
Yes.
So that's why we've always had an open door policy. Any student wants to come, anyone wants to do the lessons, if they're qualified, do your lessons.
Okay.
So that was always my vision from the start. The only way I can escape the politics that usually plagues massages is to just do something separate.
It's to have your own place.
Yeah, so if you can almost say that this project was almost an escape from that.
Yes.
It was my way of saying it's being independent. And I always advise people that, be independent in the sense that you are personally contributing to society.
Yes.
Like a little pocket there. So it was a big project.
Yes.
I didn't anticipate how large it would be.
Okay.
But I think that was a good thing, because if I did, I might not have done it. I might have thought,
What did you learn from it?
A lot, really.
Yes.
Have you heard of a program called Dragon's Den?
Yes.
So there was a guy on there called James Khan.
Yes.
Name's Naveed, really, but his name is
really.
James. Yeah, his real name is Naveed.
Okay.
If you read his autobiography, he speaks about why he changed his name. It was when he was younger, so he wasn't that practicing, but he became practicing near the end of his life.
Okay.
Anyway, so he mentioned something which I take very close to heart. He never really employed someone to do work for him until he first engaged it himself.
Okay.
Because when you engage in something yourself, you can properly quantify,
value it,
and value what it really is.
Yeah.
So that's what he did.
Okay.
In terms of anything, even if it comes to like mowing the lawn, you try it first and see how much it is.
Now know how much to pay you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something I thought, rather than just get someone in, because we had people come in and give us quotes, how much it is to do this and to do that, and they gave us quotes. One guy said 50,000, one guy said 100,000. I'm like, I ain't got that kind of cash.
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, okay, £50,000, do the hours. If I did it myself, I might save myself £50,000.
Yeah. I get you.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So in terms of what I learned a lot. There's definitely a learning curve, and now anyone who wants to do anything, whether it's building, whether it's making online courses, whether it's starting your own business, the first chunk of the work will always be
the beginning.
It will always be the most challenging.
Yes.
You make the most mistakes, and you have to make mistakes.
Yes.
But don't take those mistakes as failures. Take those mistakes as lessons.
Yes.
I remember over that other classroom, the first board of the wall I put up, the very first board.
Yes.
I was excited. I put the frame up.
Yes.
Put the board there. Got the screw. I was like, this is the moment.
Here we
go. Screw the screw in, and I broke off the edge. I'm like,
okay.
I just ruined the board.
Too close to the edge. Yeah.
Too close to the edge.
Yes.
But again, I learned from that not to go close to the edge. So it's just a process. Don't think of failures as failures, or don't think of things that not go your way as not going your way. Even things like maybe someone thinks, oh, I've been divorced twice before, it's not going to work out for me. No, you've had 2 times to know what not to do.
Yes.
Now the 3rd time, do it right, innit?
Should know what to do now.
As long as you learn.
Yes. So I think it's all about having the can-do attitude.
Can-do attitude, yeah.
It was a steep learning curve. But alhamdulillah, now we have a fully facilitated place.
Yeah.
Now we have the coffee shop, artisan coffee shop. We have the library, we have the hall, etc., etc. And now we are Al Madaar Community Centre.
Yeah, so the name got from Arabic courses to Al Madaar because, again, Arabic courses is Arabic courses.
Yes.
But Al Madaar is a central point where things revolve around. Gotcha. That's what our logo really means. It means those little dots are supposed to represent people with different interests.
Okay.
So some might come here for Arabic, some might come here for madrasa, some might come here for using our facilities to learn how to build their business, some might come here for the library. They all have different needs, but it all come to the central Madaar.
Okay, so how would you want the community, whether it be the local community or people outside of East London, how would you like them to come and use this centre? How would you like them to participate here?
So, we've always had the community always involved from the beginning. So,
yes.
I'm not sure if you've seen the video of us building or the time-lapse video we made of us building it.
Yeah.
There were many people around anyway.
Yes.
It's not like we were, it's all me. It's not all
like,
me.
What's the ethos of Al Madaar? Is it like open door policy, come and see what's happening?
Yeah.
How do you want people to engage?
Yeah, so it's literally, like I said, the main premise which motivated me to work on this project was to avoid politics.
Yes.
A central place that anyone who has an idea, people come to me and say, brother, why don't you do this? And brother, why don't you do that? I said, okay, do it then.
Yes.
The room is here, the facilities
Like
are
an
here.
incubator kind of thing.
Yeah, just come here and you can grow your ideas, and the ideas can be what you need to be. You don't have, we don't have to be control of things.
Yes.
I mean, I've had experiences with other Maraakis whereby as soon as you have an idea, a controlling hand comes to just take your idea.
Okay.
I like the idea of, you have an idea, we can help you facilitate, you can help you grow your idea, and if it grows. At the end of the day, if you have a project that works and it helps the community, that's what's intended. It doesn't have to help me or you individually, it has to help us.
Okay.
As a collective. So that's what Al-Madaar is. Al-Madaar is, if you have an idea, we've got rooms here for your workshops, we've got rooms here for your meetings, for your library, we've had weddings here, we've had aqiqahs here, it's just whatever.
Okay. Also speak about Keen on Deen.
Yeah.
How is Keen on Deen work within your
So Keen on Deen became like a branch of Arabic courses. Remember, initially Arabic courses did everything.
Yes.
And then we figured, okay, let the children or things to do with the kids be Keen on Deen, and Arabic courses continue what it is.
Yes.
Its trajectory. And that's effectively what Keen on Deen became. It was basically everything related to children.
Okay.
Whether it's outdoor activities, whether it's workshops to help them better their deen or their prospects for the future.
Yeah.
My absolute day. This is one of the amazing ones. That's a lot of effort gone into that one. Amazing. Let me get that one. A nice picture of that one. Oh. Madrasa, all of that's basically under the banner of Keen on Deen. So the name still exists as a brand.
Yes.
Because the kids love the nice colourful brand and whatnot.
Lovely, yeah.
Madaar is more of the centre. The building itself is Al-Madaar. Keen on Deen works within it. But, I mean, realistically, it's Al-Madaar.
Yes.
Just as a branding perspective for the kids, it's Keen on Deen is the name for it. Whatnot.
And we have the coffee shop.
Yeah, so the coffee shop with Fresh Artisan. Again, that spawned from our previous project, centre. So what happened was, when you walked into our old centre, you walked into the classroom.
Yes.
So I might be teaching like, هذا مبتدا وخبر, and someone walks in, I want to learn Arabic. I'm like, so often we had people in. I mean, it's not their fault, but they came in the middle of a class. I'm explaining the lesson, but people have to wait. It wasn't professional.
Okay.
Also, madrasa. We're in madrasa, and parents want to pick up their kids. Maybe they come a bit early.
Yes.
They're standing outside.
Okay.
The idea of parents standing outside, even when it's cold, it really was like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I figured. So the first plan I had with this place, before I even got to the design, is first and foremost, there has to be a reception. Where if a parent is here, they can sit down. And then the idea was, okay, now they're sitting down, what are they going to do?
They
might want to drink something, juice, or read a paper or whatever. Hopefully not the papers, but read something useful.
Yeah.
But that was it. So the reception, you could say, was the first seed of the project. A nice, large area where people could sit down and just feel comfortable. But in an Islamic environment, when I say Islamic environment, I don't mean segregated, because a lot of people think that Islamic environment means segregated. But an environment which basically doesn't have music playing and blaring, and a lot of these coffee shops might have like MTV, whatever music thing where people been dancing around. Just no, an Islamic environment whereby we even have a TV, but our plans are to actually have educational content on the TV. So might be having a little dars on there, might have some Quran on there, or maybe not Quran because of the issue of speaking, but might have lectures on there, or either even secular education, like maybe science, maybe it's nothing to do with the dunya, or how to be a better parent. So they've come to pick up their kids, but learn how to be a better parent.
Learn something, because sometimes we leave the kids to learn Quran and the parents aren't doing anything.
So there's something for them to learn while they're here. So that's the main reason why we have televisions there. And also, another project we just decided yesterday is that we just got the framework now to connect all the TVs together.
Okay.
So this one here, the projector at the back, and the ones in the coffee shop area. That means that if you have a conference now, that someone's in the back delivering a lecture,
Yes.
we can broadcast that to every
To
room.
the whole place.
So you can actually, if you want to get a cup of coffee whilst not leaving a lecture, you can go out there and still get the lecture.
Yeah.
It's still going on.
Yeah.
So
Mashallah,
it's a holistic thing. But like I said, you can only do that if you have the setup as you want it to be.
Yeah.
If you had to go for the usual office space kind of thing, you kind of stuck.
I mean, it's definitely quite unique.
Yeah.
The facilities for the Muslim community here. How would you encourage them to get engaged in? What would you say? Come down, speak to you on the phone, send you an email.
Yeah, I mean, the website should be up and running within a few days from now because I've already started designing it.
Okay.
So it should be available to showcase the facilities. But it's literally just, I mean, it's two things. If you have your own ideas for helping the community, then do so.
Yeah.
Bring your ideas, use the facilities, and
we're open
and do stuff. But if you want to take part in some of our projects that we're already doing here, then again, there's nothing here that would prevent anyone from joining. We've even had non-Muslims come to here and join our Arabic classes.
Okay.
There was one class we had just today. There was one. I'm not going to mention his name. I was about to mention his name, but I don't mention his name because of privacy issues. But he joined our Alif Ba Ta class.
Okay.
So we had 4 guys, Muslims, and this guy. It was perfect that opportunity. He was learning reading the lesson. Yeah. And obviously we're talking about Islam, we're talking about the Deen, Tawheed. He learned a lot whilst being with us, and he was very appreciative, and he made friends with other people. So we've even had one sister who came. I said she wasn't Muslim. She came and said, I want my sister to learn about Islam, so she could be Muslim. I said, so are you Muslim? She said, no. So I'm like, you want your sister to be Muslim, but not yourself. Yeah. And that was interesting. That opened up a whole dialogue. Okay, what is that case? Why don't you want her to be Muslim like yourself? Yes. After a couple of sittings, she took Shahada.
MashaAllah.
We had a few Shahadas here.
Yes.
I mean, the funniest one, you're going to love this one.
Go on.
When the coffee shop was open, some woman was walking by, and she came back. She walked by, looked, and came back. I said, it's a coffee shop. She said, of course, come have
coffee,
have coffee. And she said, what is this place? And we explained what it is, what we do here, we teach Arabic and whatnot. I said, she started something interesting, and and then I just, as you do a dawah, I said, so are you interested in Islam? Just drop it like that, just drop it hard. Just straight. Yeah. But at the end of the conversation, she took Shahada. By the end of the conversation, she took Shahada. She was in tears. I can't believe this.
What's happened to me?
What's happened to me? But that was the whole point. You've got a facility that's open to everyone, welcoming, and this is what you get. So she took Shahada. She came here, we gave her some books, gave her a number, keep contact. So we've had many Shahadas there. People come here and learn about the Deen. And hopefully in the next within the next month or two, I want to get some more formal. I think we've got even developing now a 5-week program for the kids. Last week we did a workshop for the kids, teaching them how to do da'wah, or the basics of, an introduction to da'wah. Yeah. So they really loved the idea of giving da'wah. They even came here and did some role play, how to give da'wah. So they're kind of pumped. We're going to give da'wah. So we're going to have a 5-week program where they actually learn various elements, how to tackle the non-Muslim and invite them to Islam.
It's for kids, for youngsters?
For kids, yes. So hopefully we'll do it for adults as well, but for kids, using the Go Rap approach, which is what I learned from when I was with I spent a week with IERA. So that's coming soon, and
Excellent. I think on that note, we'll come to end on that. So I encourage the listeners and the viewers to contact Al-Madaar, check out their Facebook page, their Instagram, Twitter. Everyone's very active on social media. Get involved, contact us, don't be shy, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Just a note, this community podcast will be done every week. We try and knock out one every week. Look out for the next one, which is a very hot topic concerning racism. So look out for that podcast, and hope to see you again soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.